Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hey, everybody. Folks are waiting. Good to see folks coming on. Welcome to Conversations at the Farm here on January 27th, 2021. January 27, 2021. If you're out there, as you get on, jump on that chat box for us. Let us know who you are, how you doing, where you're located. Jump out there and go with us. We got about 45, 50 minutes of conversations tonight. We have another scripture verse of the week that we're going to share. And we're going to translate or correlate that verse to our nation, our community, our church, and have conversations about that. And we're going to share some prayer needs, and then we're going to have a little Q&A. If you have a question you want to throw out to us, feel free to do that at any time, and we'll answer those either through or at the end. So folks are jumping on. We don't have anybody in the chat room. What's going on out there? Yep. Kim just told us she was out there. Hello, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Good to see you, girl. Others are jumping on. Tell us who you are. Get in that chat room. Conversation is from us to you and from you back to us. Kim says, hello, Julie, too.
I said, hey, Kim.
Julie as well. Julie also. Julie. All right. Give me a few more moments for folks to jump on with us tonight. If you're new to Conversations at the Farm, it's just our virtual way of staying connected to people that we know. And we just take Wednesday night. Since presently we're not having any in-person groups on Wednesday night, this is an opportunity for us to have a gathering of our church and our family and our friends who want to jump on. And
animals are good.
Kim wanted to know how are the animals? They are good, but it's cold out there, so I had to load them up with some hay and some feed so they can warm up. That's how they stay warm. So awesome. Who else is out there besides Kim? We're glad Kim's here. There's others. Find that chat room, find that chat box, join the conversation. Welcome. So last week we had a verse from Matthew 5, right? Matthew 5, about being a peacemaker. Peacemaker only knows peace but gives peace. And we spoke about a number of things last week. If you missed that, last week's conversation is available on our YouTube page. If you haven't subscribe so you can get those. And so tonight's verse is also in Matthew. Now, I didn't plan it. It just worked out that way. But I picked Matthew 7, verse 1. And in Matthew 7, it says, judge not that you be not judged. And honestly, I got this thought from a post I got from Kerry Newhoff. He wrote a great blog about this subject, and I'm just going to speak a little bit about in reference to that. But you can go to his website. You can read the whole thing if you like to. Kerry Newhoff. He's a Canadian. He's a blogger and a vlogger. That vlogger term always kind of that is a term.
I know.
Blogger is written.
I've seen it.
Vlogger is video. So
video blogging.
He puts out some really good information, very relevant to today. So Matthew 7, judge not. So here's a question I want to kick off with tonight. Does the world possibly, I'm not saying it does, but could the world, when I say the world, just people in general, not just people who are religious or have a faith journey, do people of the world see believers and the church with pointing fingers rather than open arms? Could they view us more as people who point fingers instead of people who have open arms? I don't know. Let's join in that conversation. Hey, Deborah, good to see you out there. Let's join in that conversation. Throw out what you think. I'm going to throw out some stuff that can get the conversation going. Hey, Kayla. Hey, good to see you. So make note, there's some prayer requests Kim's throwing out there. Make note, we'll come back to those at the end when we have the prayer time. So what was amazing is you think about Jesus, Jesus really drew a lot of large crowds. I mean, there were thousands that would gather around Jesus on the hillsides as he would do his teaching. And some would say that he had the ability to do that because he had such a great balance in his presentation, his words, and his actions of grace and truth. He had a great way to present with grace, but present with truth, which drew the crowds to him. So some have said that grace, listen to this, grace without truth is weak and ineffective. Grace without truth is weak and ineffective. But truth without grace is oppressive and offensive. So it's not grace or truth, it's grace and truth. And when you look at the life of Jesus and you read so much of his life story in the Gospels, you'll see he had an incredible way of balancing grace and truth. So how does the world see the church today? This who is to represent Christ? Christ, who is the head of the body, the church, the local group of people who gather to learn and grow and continue the spiritual journey. So here's key: a balance of grace and truth can be revealed in our conversations when we consider four things I want you to think about tonight. Four things, and jump in with some of your thoughts that you might have as I talk about these. And I got these from Carrie Newhoff's blog. I thought these were really, really good. In other words, you'll exhibit grace, a balance of grace and truth, when your conversations, when your actions and lifestyles and choices and posts and where you work and where you live and where you play, when you see these four areas that are evident in your action. So number one is you have a great balance of grace and truth when you understand and you give unconditional love. If you know grace, then you've received unconditional love. If you know truth, then you want to give unconditional love. So it doesn't matter what you do or don't do. It is the action that says, we're going to love you, period. Now, I don't want to jump ahead. I was getting ready to jump ahead. Don't want to do that. So one aspect of balance of grace and truth is exhibiting, showing unconditional love. If at any point my love is conditional, and you could fill in that blank any way you want to. There's a lot of conditions that people could put on that. It's not I love you because, or I love you if, it's I love you, period. This is what the church should be known for. It should be known as a place that people are going to be loved no matter who you are, what they've done, what they haven't done, what they believe, what color skin they have, how much money they do have, they don't have. That is not in the equation. A great balance of grace and truth that attracts people to the gospel is this thought of unconditional love. Second is not only unconditional love, but humility. Showing in grace and truth, showing in transparency in your conversations that we understand that we're all weak and one step away from failure. All of us. That's a great understanding of balance of grace and truth is humility that expresses not so much I'm trying to make a point and I want you to come and agree with my point, but here's a conversation we're having. I'm gonna love whoever unconditionally, and I'm gonna come across with, you know what, I'm just one step away from messing up myself, or I have messed up, and we have, right? We have all messed up, and we'll have moments where we mess up. And to be transparent and real about that. Unconditional love, humility. Third is to have an attitude and actions of wanting to help. I thought this was really good. In other words, having a genuine motivation to help others get better than to prove a point. A healthy balance of grace and truth says, I want to help whoever I'm having a conversation with us having the conversation tonight, with spouses having conversations. My direction or my end result, the end game is I want you, whoever you are in the relationship, in the conversation, is I want you to become a better person. All right. Now listen, that doesn't mean that every conversation is going to end with everyone agreeing with exactly what you or I say. That's not the point. The point is we want them to become a better person, and better people become better. People become better one step at a time. I become better one step at a time. Judy becomes better one step at a time. You become better one step at a time. We all become better one step at a time. And I think sometimes we think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to convince you or convince someone of my point or my view or my convictions or my beliefs, and you're going to cross over and agree with me. And if that doesn't happen, then that's a failure. And that is a perversion or unbalanced reality of grace and truth. A good, healthy balance of grace and truth says, I just want to help you become a better person. And over time, that may happen within days, within weeks, within months, or within years. There's not a time frame for that. So when I have a healthy balance of grace and truth, I love unconditionally. I show humility. I have an attitude of helping, not I'm trying to prove a point or win you to my side. And last, it's covered and it exists in an attitude of prayer. Scripture says pray without ceasing. So you're praying for these conversations. You're praying for the people in these conversations. You're praying for yourself in the conversation. But I've heard this many, many years ago, so this is not new. But here's something you think about. To honestly pray for someone removes the natural tendency to judge them. But instead, in this prayer, you're longing for them to grow in their faith journey and to discover and to find God's powerful presence in their life. When you and I are praying like that, with the conversations that we have with people, with the relationships we have with people, when we pray like that, then you're praying with a wonderful balance of grace and truth. Grace and truth. So those are just like four things to think about. How do I know I'm having a healthy balance of grace and truth? Judge not lest you be judged. How am I approaching a life of, what's the word I'm looking for? Different opinions, different thoughts, different faiths, different journeys, different backgrounds, different experiences, different convictions. How do I have and express a great balance of grace and truth? I have unconditional love. I am real. And I know I'm one step away from messing it up myself in humility. I just want to help. I want to help people take a step. I want to help people think through what they're thinking through. I'm not trying to prove my point, win them to my side, put a notch on my belt. I just want to help them become a better person and then let God take care of the rest. And I'm going to do this in the spirit and attitude of prayer. I thought this was some really good stuff for the culture in which we are living in. The church is struggling with today, with this whole thought, being a peacemaker, and this whole judgment mentality. Are we seeing from the world as pointing fingers more than having open arms that says unconditionally, in humility, I want to help you in a spirit of prayer. I want to see God do something great in your life.
Deborah asked if
Uh-oh.
is it okay to disagree as long as it's done agree to disagree as long as it's done in love?
Well, sure. Absolutely. I mean, I don't expect that everyone's going to agree with me. And I guess I would hopefully think they would also agree. I would not always agree with them. But we should have this, like I said, a balance of grace and truth is this unconditional love. I love you not because you agree with me. I love you not because you can do something for me. I love you because God loves you. And because God loved me unconditionally, I want to release that same unconditional love to you, even though we may disagree on some very serious issues that I have deep, deep convictions about. And I really believe I'm right at this time, at least. Yeah, absolutely. You act like you're going to say something. Go for it.
No, I wasn't. I was just going to say hi to Troy and Ann. And other than that, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, Troy.
Yeah.
Crabtree, what's up? Troy's in the house. Good to see you. Kayla, here's something there. What you got?
Yes, I like the point about prayer. It's hard to judge someone when we're praying for God to work in their life.
Yeah, see, the beauty about prayer that has this balance of grace and truth is that, you know, it's hard to be, I guess you could be, but it's hard to be arrogant when you're coming to God's throne, knowing each of us are one step away from messing up or have already messed up and will mess up. You know, to have the attitude that says, I just want to come on behalf of this person or this group or this family or whatever the situation may be. And when you pray for that, it really softens your heart. And really it's more for you, as much for you, to judge not lest you be judged kind of thought is, I just want to represent Christ well. Yeah, Kayla, good thought. Troy, your kids there? Those boys running around? They getting their homework done? Whatever. I know you're busy. How's mama? How's Mama Crabtree? I can't see that. Can you see that?
You ask them a bunch of questions all at once. Hello? Yes, I'm assuming that's yes, sir. All good. Good. You're all good.
Tell those guys I said hello. Schultz, are you out there? Luke? Is Luke out there? He missed last week. They had to be somewhere. Hey, Jim.
Jim and Jill.
Jim and Jill.
I haven't seen
in the house.
I haven't seen anybody. Kayla, I haven't seen Troy. I haven't seen anybody in so long. Sad.
All right, so keep throwing us who's out there. Let us know. It's really great. So moving the conversation on tonight. So that's just kind of biblical conversation, balance of grace and truth, Matthew 7:1, you know, these thoughts. Now, with that, let me just kind of go to a couple of areas of having a spirit of Christ in today's world. So in the nation, you know, I thought I brought these out. You know, we're realizing the COVID numbers seem to be dropping as far as new cases. So the spread seems to be slowing down in numbers, which I know we're all grateful for. But if you've watched, the death number is increasing. So your transmission number is dropping, but your death rate is increasing. That's because the death rate's catching up with the spike. that happened in the last few weeks in the month of January. It spiked. Now that spike is beginning to drop, but the death numbers are going up. And I know it's hitting probably your lives. It's hitting our lives. It's in the life of our church. We're going to pray some of folks in just a little bit about that. But we just know, you know, in a world that's in crisis, I guess is a good word to use. We just want to have this healthy balance of grace and truth. Praying for our president, praying for our leaders, praying for our local leaders, praying for the vaccinations that are I just saw the news, you know, every night. It's like they're trying to get this out. They're trying to get it. I can imagine the trying to have a strategy to do that. You know, they're calling in the National Guard to help out with that. So anyway, and I know about this whole vaccine thing. I know that we're growing and those who've had the ability to get the vaccines. I know some people have a hard time getting the vaccine. I know some people don't believe in the vaccine. I know there's different thoughts about the vaccine. Honestly, this is new to me. It may not be new to you, but it's new to me. I never knew there was a real honest debate about vaccinations. I never knew that. You may have come across it because you're a biology major and all that stuff, but I never knew that. I mean, I got, what was that shot we got for school growing up? Polio? Was it polio? We had to have a shot.
We got tetanus.
No, we had to have a shot. It was a polio shot we had to have to go first grade.
Polio was the sugar cube.
Now, I did the sugar cube thing. I did that too.
What's that shot? Smallpox.
I did the sugar small. I don't know what that was, but I had to have some kind of shot. I had to have some kind of vaccination before I went to first grade. And I remember going through that. I never remember a debate about all that.
Mumps, measles. Yeah, we did have.
I know that, you know, people think differently about this. And listen, it's intriguing to me. I'm listening to people like they feel like vaccinations are altering not your DNA, but it alters you in a way that's unhealthy. That's how they view it. I'm not saying I do, but that's how they view that. And so I know that's out there. I know people, you know, who are anti-vaccination. So here's the deal. Balance of grace and truth. Man, if you get a vaccination, I'm going to love you. If you don't get a vaccination, I'm going to love you. That is your choice. That is your decision. And, you know, we live in a free country and let's love each other through it. Let's have conversations about it. Let's show unconditional love and let's try to help people be better people, you know, and understand that people see things different ways. So no judgment here about that. Does he need to go out?
I think
go.
So. Excuse me.
Doggy, the dog Scooby had to go out. So, you know, so no judgment here. You pray about it. You investigate it. You get information. You make the decision that you think is best for you. So in the nation, COVID, vaccination, that's what's going on. We're just having conversations about that as well. In our community, let me kind of give you an update about our conversations about some things that your staff has begun. I've told you we were going to do this. We've started this where we're going to reach out to our community with a new emphasis on community connection. We've done this to a degree, but not to the degree that we're looking at in 2021. So we have already broken up a list of businesses and organizations and groups and people, and they're all, so many we're finding are looking for help and looking for encouragement. Helping is one of those balance of grace and truth characteristics, right? So we're launching out on that. What are we going to do with 180,000 square feet of facilities in 2021? So we're reaching out. Listen, we've already talked to some organizations and some groups, and man, the receptivity of us partnering with them is really, really strong. It's really, really good. It's really, really exciting. So, for example, I met with the community officer with our Hermitage Police Precinct. Great guy, and he's all excited. Scooby,
Stop it. Stop it.
we're gonna have to take him out.
Stop. Back. Perhaps if we ignore him.
Where was I?
Excuse me.
He's never done this. Where'd you taking him? Oh, where was I? Oh, so the police department. So great guy, and he is really interested in some of the conversation we had about helping police officers, helping their families, helping the department, helping the precinct meet some needs that they come across, using our facilities some for some training, a place for them to do some things off of their particular campus. He's very open to that. Really, really exciting. In fact, I didn't know this, but the police department, I don't know if this is under the new police chief. This has started as a brand new department that every precinct's going to have. And that department is doing this exact same thing, finding ways to partner with others in the community that precinct serves. I mean, I was like, what? He says, yeah, this is brand new. It's just come out. And so you're right in line. That's pretty cool. So, hey, be watching for more information about that as well. I also met with Hermitage Funeral Home. Brad over there, great guy. He was so excited about our offering the possibility of live streaming funeral services for people who'd like to do that. Man, he's like, I love this idea. This is so exciting. You would really do that for us? I said, absolutely. We try to help families. Because again, funeral homes are having a live stream, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's someone holding an iPhone in the corner of the room or trying to set up a laptop and getting on Facebook Live. And that doesn't always work well that way. The sound's not very good. So we're saying, man, let us host the funeral services. We'll live stream it. And we got 3 or 4 camera views. We got great, sound, and people all over the world, if they want to see or be a part of that celebration of life for that person. So we're talking. He's, man, are you? Yes, we'd love to do that. So I'm going, this is incredible. So these are ideas we had. They're now starting to get traction. So be praying for that. That's loving our community. That's a balance of grace and truth. That's loving people unconditionally. This is helping people become better people. This is kind of stuff what we're talking about. So we're excited about that. I know also other staff members, we got probably 15 or 20 different groups that we're in contact with right now. The Lions Club. I said, let's contact the Lions Club. So I did. We found out they were looking for a place. The place they were meeting was not working for them, and they were trying to find another place to meet. And I called and said, hey, do you need a place to meet? They said, yes. How'd you know? And I didn't know. I just asking. And so they're meeting and saying whether they want to do that or not. And here, the Lions Club, their first and third Monday night, can meet at our church and do what they do. They do a lot of great things, people. They do a lot of public service. And so that's just, we got 15 or 20 of them. So pretty cool stuff. So catch me up with what's going on. And I see stuff coming up, but I can't read it because it's way too small.
And
good to see you.
And you found us, I'm assuming, since you're on here. Ask, has there been any follow-up for those who read through the Bible last year?
No, the only follow-up I did was just brought it to a conclusion and congratulate everybody who did it, kind of thing. So that's all we did, but there hasn't been anything past that or beyond that. If you have some ideas about that, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear them and throw them out there to me. Send me an email or whatever about what you think would be helpful. So, but yeah, we read through the Bible in 2020. I thought if you watch those videos that went with all the books, they were really very, very good. If you haven't, you'd like to, you go to our Right Now, what's it called? Right Now Media. It's located on our webpage. You'll find a link there, and our church has a membership for everybody in our church. You can use it for free. It's all kinds of great stuff on there. But one of the things is this. I forget the name of it. I'd have to look it up, and I can't do that right now.
I have to get back to you. They were good. Kim asked if we could pray for Ann. I don't know if you mean the Ann Smith that's above. And are you talking about, she doesn't have measles or mumps. I think she was talking about the vaccination. I wasn't sure if you knew something else we need to pray for or a different Ann, but we'd be happy to do that.
All the prayer is going to come towards the end. We got a number of things we're going to pray for tonight, or ask you to pray for and share together, so we can pray for one another. That's good stuff. Keep sharing those, and we'll scroll back through those and bring those up. So speaking of that, this past week, one of our folks in our church, he taught a life group a week ago Sunday. On Monday, he started feeling bad. And then yesterday, he went to be with Jesus as a result of COVID. Bill Latta. We told you all about Bill last week. And Bill's been a part of Hermitage Hills for 48 years. 48 years, he and Faye. So his service will be Saturday at 11, but the in-person is only for immediate family, because you would understand this. Faye says, I don't want to do anything to risk anybody to get COVID, obviously, and they're not quite sure where Bill got it, but because of his health and some underlying health issues, it just did a number within a week, a little over a week, on his body. So obviously she's saying, I don't want just immediate family, and they're going to live stream. We're going to live stream the service from the Cellar Funeral Home in Mount Juliet. So a link will be coming out. We'll throw that out there to our church family, a link to that live stream service. If you'd like to watch that, we will send that out. Look for Facebook post and text that will go out to our church family that will give you all that live stream link. It'll probably also be on the Cellar Funeral Home web page, I'm assuming. I don't know that. I haven't talked to them yet about that, but I'm sure they'll have it on that as well. So Bill was a great servant in our church. He was a deacon in our church. He taught life groups in our church. He served at Radical Heart. He's been on mission trips. Just a caring guy, and had a wonderful, powerful testimony, and still does. But he is more alive today than he's ever been before. Absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So we want to remember to pray for Faye and the kids and the family and the grandkids, all those, as they're walking through these roads. Faye's really been so appreciative of all the contacts from people to church. It's really undergirded her in a very difficult struggle. We get that. We grieve. There's nothing wrong with grieving. Scripture says we grieve, but we do not grieve without hope. So, let's join in the grieving time for the temporary loss of Bill. And then what are the other prayer requests that you have?
Kim had one earlier.
Kim?
Oh, Deborah said she'll post the link as well as the hospital update once she has the link, I guess, for the funeral.
Yes.
Earlier, Kim asked to pray for her nephew who's going to have surgery done on his tonsil.
Okay, so put on your prayer list Kim's nephew who's going to have surgery
on his tonsils.
Tonsils, I guess tonsils being removed.
Tonsil surgery. It's the only thing I know they do to them.
Yeah. I didn't have my tonsils out till I was in the 7th grade.
I still have mine. Sorry.
What? I didn't know anybody
Y'all don't
still
wanna see
had
that,
their
do you?
tonsils. No.
If you were really
Maybe
quick,
they
you might
still
have
had
seen
their
them.
tonsils.
I do. I think.
All right.
I don't remember having them out.
Any other prayer? Throw them out there on the chat for us that we can share together for sure. Also, conversations about what's going on. We said last week we're getting closer to getting back to in-person services. So the question is, live stream, virtual, or in-person gatherings, what will be the future? And the answer is both. We believe both. We don't believe the live stream, virtual, digital is ever going away. In fact, those who study this kind of stuff saw that the trend was moving more virtual anyway, and COVID just sped it up. It just made it necessary. And now it's like it's got a life of its own and it's not going away. So we're not saying in-person is going to go away. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that we're going to continue a very strong virtual presence. In fact, you're going to be seeing, did I say this last week? You're going to be seeing a brand new podcast that I'm going to be hosting. We're putting that together now. And that podcast is called Real Life. It's real people, real stories, real impact. How do you have real life? And we are scheduling out to have a series of podcasts where I interview people in our church or outside our church that have powerful stories, that have incredible impact on their life, the lives of those around them. And we're going to be sharing that through a podcast. That podcast will be audio or video. You can listen to it as you drive down the road, or you can watch it.
Podcasts aren't videos. Are
Yeah,
they?
yes, they are.
I thought podcasts you just listen to.
That's where it was. And then it evolved.
What's it called? Still a podcast?
It's called a podcast. It could be audio only, or it could be video.
I've never seen a podcast with video. Have any of you guys ever seen a podcast?
When we get through with
video?
conversations tonight, I will take her to the podcast.
I'm behind the
That's
times.
video.
Jim, are you trying to say that you still have your tonsils too? Because all I saw was IS. I don't really know what that means.
Maybe you meant to put 2. Is the S below the 2? What kind of?
IS. I figured he started to type still.
Yes.
And he never finished for some reason.
He hit that.
I don't know.
Oh, hey, I got to tell you all this. This brought up this. On Mondays, typically, not every Monday, but most Mondays, I write an email to all the staff on our team. And it's called Life Change at Hermitage Hills. And I just kind of review what I saw God doing through the church. Hold on to that. God doing through the
Stop
church.
it, Jim.
And I won't even go there. And so I was writing about the fruit of the Spirit and talking about that. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, meekness. And when I typed meekness, that good spell check thing, that autocorrect. Anyway, I thought I typed meekness, and I could have, but anyway, when it went out to everybody, they responded back to you. Look at that fruit of the Spirit again, because somehow or another you put the word meanness. So the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, meanness. That's a new fruit that I went, oops, I need to fix that. So there isn't a spiritual fruit of meanness, people. I'm sorry.
You cannot use that one as an excuse.
No, you cannot. So, that, Jim, I got how you type and it throws stuff out there that you don't mean for it to. I saw another one.
I still have my appendix too. Jim has gone to other bodily parts that we all still have, our tonsils and our appendix. We could form a club, but maybe next week. That's all I
got. All right. So where was I? Oh, so, as we look forward being back in person February the 7th, 9 o'clock and 10:30. If you haven't picked up on that yet, the 9 o'clock is just one worship service in the worship center. 10:30 is a worship service and kids ministry at the same time. So the preschool treehouse, the children's garage will take place only at 10:30, and then the rest of us are in the service at 10:30. So if you want everybody together, come at 9 o'clock. And even at 10:30, if you want your kids with you in service, you bring them. It's fine. That's a family. We don't judge not lest you be judged. This is a judgeless place. You do what you think is best for your kids.
Wait, what were the times again?
9 and 10:30.
Oh, what happened to 8? We lost 8.
No, we this is what we're doing is we're opening the balcony back up, the front part of the balcony. We're opening the balcony back up and trying to get safely a little more people in the room than what we've been doing with 3 services to try to give a better feel in the room. That you look around and you're like, where is everybody? But we'll see how that works.
So it's 9 and 10:30.
9 o'clock and 10:30 with the balcony open for both.
9:30 and 11.
It was 8, 9:30, and 11.
I'm just repeating it because I have trouble every Sunday trying to remember what time we're having church. So I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Pastor's wife can't remember when we have church.
I tell him to practice on me to see if everybody got it. So we have bumped it up for 30 minutes and we've canned the 8 o'clock.
Oh.
So we are now at 9 and
11.
10:30. 10. No,
10:30.
It's good. Somebody better call me and make sure I turn on at the right time.
9 and 10:30.
Or here at the right time. So I'll be late.
So that's February 7th. And also in February, we're looking at bringing back some of the adult-only life groups. A few of those want to come back. And then March, we're going to add more of those back in and potentially maybe some things for kids. So that'll be at 9 o'clock and 10:30. Life groups at 9 and service at 10:30. Maybe in March or April, depending on the numbers and what's happening and so forth and so on. Hopefully, more vaccines will be out. More people will feel safe. Our older folks would feel safer getting out because they've gotten the vaccine twice and feel better about that. So we'll have all that social distancing, all that we're doing like we've been doing. So that's what's happening in church life. That's what we're having the conversation about tonight. So what's happening on the farm?
Oh.
I'm asking the question. What's happening on the farm? I saw a post on Facebook this week that said, never thought you could experience the 4 seasons in 1 week, but in Tennessee, you can.
Yeah.
I laughed at that one. Never thought I could see 4 seasons in 1 week, but in Tennessee, you can. So yesterday, I was out in shorts and short sleeves, and this afternoon, I was out fully bibbed up and coated up and scarfed up as snow was coming down as I was putting out some feed for the sheep and the cows late this afternoon. So
it was really pretty.
Yesterday, high 60s. Today, it's snowing. That's what's happening at the farm. So, and it's interesting. It's like you walk around and you can hear the plants talking. Have you heard the plants talking? You can hear the plants talking, and this is what they're saying. What's going on? Is it spring yet? It feels like it's spring. Oh, burr, I got frostbite last night. Plants are talking.
Wow.
This would be like
this is what happens when you live with something. Live
with something.
This is what happens when you live with someone for 40 plus years. They start becoming you. It's really weird.
Yeah,
that's kind of stuff I say.
I never used to hear plants talk.
No, Polly never used to say stuff like that.
And then she came along and taught me like these kind of things that plants really do talk.
Yes.
And I've heard them the last week. Oh, I'm getting a sunburn. Oh, frostbite.
Oh wow, we are going downhill quickly.
That's what's happening on the farm. We are experimenting with some winter seed planting. I'm experimenting. Julie felt like I was going to waste my time, but I'm going to say I'm going to try it. I'm going to see. So in the greenhouse, we got broccoli, cabbage, kohlrabi,
which we've never eaten
three
in our
different
life.
kinds of lettuce, Brussels sprouts, beets,
Radishes,
radishes,
cilantro.
All
Carrots.
these are cool weather
Those are,
plants. They like cooler weather. So I planted seeds. I've got them on heat mats, and they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. So we'll see what happens, because in the greenhouse we have some planters, and those planters are covered not once but twice with fabric on nights like tonight. So we're trying to get a jump start on getting some of those fresh vegetables. We've never been successful with Brussels sprouts. We've never done kohlrabi before. Anybody eaten kohlrabi? Anybody out there ever eaten kohlrabi? Jim, you ever had kohlrabi?
And it's okay that you threw away the egg cartons. I have plenty now. And Kim, they have started laying again, about 2 eggs a day, sometimes 1, sometimes none. No more than 2 yet, but that's plenty right now. And they seem to be happy chickens.
So we're experimenting. We'll let you know in the weeks to come how that actually plays out. Do we get the vegetables as a result of that? So then the last thing on the farm is we have ordered 35 meat chicks. Meat chicks. These are chicks that turn into meat chickens. And they're going to be here in March. We had to order those weeks ago because they are selling out. Are y'all hearing this? All the hatcheries, when you call them, they're going, now it's like you can't get them to the fall or even some next year. People are ordering so much.
Which reminds me, I have a prayer request that we need a processing date for some of the beef. They're booking a year out.
Oh, that's could be. We need a date to process.
A date to process.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
That's
way too
processor.
Big. Right, way too big, and they're booking a year out, and it's crazy. It's just craziness.
We have a steer that's ready.
Yes,
but we can't find a processor who can do the work because they're booked.
We think we have a first-time mom, Lizzie.
We'll
see. I hope she doesn't have it in like freezing cold.
That would be a full circle. So
yeah.
Lizzie's mom is Hermione. We bought Hermione to start the herd. Hermione had Lizzie, and now Lizzie is going to have her first calf probably.
We think.
No, she's having a calf. I can tell you that.
We don't know when though.
But
so
it can be anywhere from this week to next month. I'm not that good yet to tell. I just know she's preparing to give birth.
Chickens create your own chicks. Yes, we could, Jim, but those are egg-laying chicks, and we have not gotten into raising meat chicks. That's a totally different thing. I don't know that I want to do that. I don't know. But Polly forgot to tell you the part about we also ordered a few turkeys.
Oh, yes.
And my advice to him was, we've never done turkeys. We don't really have time right now.
We ordered.
And I'm telling this story. And that perhaps we should research it and get a turkey place for them to live before we order some turkeys. And the next thing I knew, he'd ordered 8 because it was cheaper to order 8 than 2. And I'm like, we don't even have a place to put them.
I thought it was 10.
Uh-oh. Anyways.
Maybe it's 8.
You should pray for me too. I'm loaded with prayer requests tonight.
No. Listen, I've already got it mapped out. I'm going to get one of those dog kennels from Tractor Supply, put a little top on it, and they can live in there and then range during the day. And we'll put them back in there at night.
This is going to be interesting.
And we don't keep those year round. You just grow those till they get to 15, 20 pounds, and then you process them. So.
At least this way I won't have to remember to take out all the plastic parts from inside the turkey, as I have been known to do in the past.
We will have all our fresh turkey on Thanksgiving, our own grown turkey.
If they don't kill each other, the turkeys, that is.
No, that's all right.
We shall see.
Daryl said that there's going to be a shortage of green plants.
What kind of green plants?
I think you're talking about lettuces and all that.
To buy
in the store. We're hearing that too. We're seeing reports that there's going to be a food shortage as a result of COVID.
Well, Daly's going to have to get herself out here and feed some of these turkeys, and we might work a deal. Daily wants a turkey.
Daily wants a turkey. Daily comes out, watch the turkey. See, we
Yeah.
got gobblers because we got a mix of boys and girl turkeys.
We think it's a straight run. Are you sure it's a mix?
No, a straight run would be both.
No, not necessarily. I picked us 5 roosters. We could have all male turkeys. It would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Fight.
The odds of that was astronomical.
I can do it.
Astronomical. And I think the odds of the 8 turkeys all being girls or all being boys.
Now, as far as starts,
rare.
I am super tired. The harvesting was crazy last year because some plants grew fantastically. So if you are interested, you just need to let me know. You come to church and I will bring you some, what do you call them?
I don't know.
The plants. You know, as we see things, and I only want to plant. Yeah, starts. So if that's what you need, we'll have plenty.
Let us know if you'd like to have some, because I'm going to plant a bunch of stuff, and I can't.
I
hate
throwing them away, but you never know.
I'll give them to you.
So
you come out and pick them up.
We seed a bunch just because sometimes none of them come up, or sometimes only 2 come up.
One of my seed trays holds 160 plants,
and there is no way I'm planting that many. So if you're interested,
I got 5 trays.
If you're interested in something, we'll
600 plants. So we can't plant 600 plants. The reason you plant so many is you don't know what your germination rate is going to be. The seed packet may say there's an 80% or 90% germination rate, but you don't know that. You could plant, 9 of this kind of tomato plant and only 3 come up, or all 9 could come up. So I go ahead and plant.
And you can grow a lot of these things in buckets or grow bags.
5-gallon bucket.
You don't have to have any land at all, really. You can do it on your back porch, just someplace with some sun.
Yep.
Your front porch. I never will forget. I may have already said this. And when we went to Africa, we were walking around from village to village, inviting people. And the one guy that was taking me around and interpreting for me, he goes, "So do you guys grow things? And, do you have a farm?" So we were talking about that. But there, I've seen the quote, like, Americans use only their backyards, or they have to have farmland. But in Africa, you grow in your front yard. You grow everywhere. To me, some homeowners associations don't like gardens in the front yard, but what a better place. When we run out of food, you're going to be glad that you've learned to grow something and harvest it and prepare it. So.
Well, I remember one of the Kenyans told me, he says, "You Americans puzzle me." I went, "What do you mean we puzzle you?" He says, "Well, you have yards to make them pretty."
That's it. I couldn't remember the quote.
We have yards to feed our family.
Yes. It was a really good, humbling moment.
Oh my goodness. What a perspective that I hadn't really thought about. But
a church co-op.
You mow your yard, you edge your yard, you plant flowers in your yard, you make your yard look pretty. We're just trying to feed our family with our yard.
And you are in charge of the church co-op. I will supply some plants to you. You can run it.
Absolutely. So, hey, that's cool. All right. So Q&A. Question time. It's question time. 5 minutes.
Anything you want to ask.
Ask anything and Julie will answer. Ask anything you want and Julie will answer. So throw them out there. Come on. We got a bunch of people out there. Troy, what questions might you have?
You can't call Troy out. He may not have a question.
Schultz. Where's the Schultz family? Somebody text the Schultz family. I haven't seen Luke.
They're tired.
I got to talk to Luke, the president. When's he going to run for president? 2050?
He has to be old enough first.
Well, how old is he now? How old is Luke? 8?
No.
6? 10?
He's
7 or 8, isn't he?
He was born in March.
6, 7? 7? So how old do you have to be president?
6.
30?
No, shoot, 5. He's in kindergarten. No, wait.
So 30,
I forgot. Somebody's gonna have
30, 45. We're going to vote for Luke. Will I be around then?
I don't know. 35.
I don't think so, Luke. But I'll leave my vote. I'll mail it in.
He's 35. No, wait. What's 35, Tevin?
No, you have to be 35 to be president.
You have to be.
Hey, Tevin, good to see you. Did you get a puppy, Tevin? Did you get a puppy? I think I saw something. This white little cute puppy that you were playing with, and I assumed. Yeah.
Oh, how fun. Congratulations.
What is the name of your puppy? Tell us, have you named the puppy? Is it a boy or girl? Tell us what you named it, Tevin. Come on, share it with the world. All right. Any Q&A? There it is. Rex.
I'm assuming that's a boy.
Rex. I hope that's a puppy's going to be a big dog with a name like Rex. Lab Husky mix. It's going to be a big dog. It'll be fun. Fun. We took care of Daniel's Husky.
Yeah, they saw them last week.
Did we show them?
No,
we were in the bedroom.
But the grand dogs went home, and now I just have hair everywhere.
Man.
Everywhere from all
that
two
was
of them and me.
3 dogs. That makes life really busy. That's for sure.
Fun.
All right. Any questions?
If not,
then we will bid you adieu with a reminder. One last time. Throw us any questions you have out there. Did you scroll back through, make sure nobody said something
I tried
during the conversation?
Well, Deborah said I'd get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah. So listen, let me tell you what. Julie has got that Amazon click down.
Okay, we've already talked about this.
That one click, boom.
I'm not talking about it anymore.
She's got that down. The Amazon driver comes every day to our house.
He does not. He does not come every day.
We said what happened to Amazon driver.
Yes, we're not.
That Miss Julie, she gets a lot of boxes.
What was that you were talking about? Truth and grace.
Yes.
I want you to be the best person
yes,
you can be.
I help you to be the best person you can be.
That is not helping me be the best person I can be. I just wanted to let y'all know that.
I want you to know we're going to do a new sermon series starting February called 5 Love Languages. That means I got to be a really good husband during that series.
I like this. I'm still wanting him to go back to that one where I got flowers.
5. Are you being humble? Are you?
Yes. I humbly accepted them. I loved every minute.
5 Love Languages starts February. That's the heart month. Valentine. We're going to do 5 love languages. Annie and I are going to tag team preach.
Deborah said you were practicing the fruit of meekness. That might be a new buzzword.
Do you have the fruit of meekness? Oh, Lordy, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh, hey, y'all have a great night, and we'll be praying for these requests you turned in. I hope y'all will agree as well, and lift up the Latta family, and others. Yeah. Lift up one another. Let's be Matthew 7:1 people. Let's unconditionally love well. Let's do it with humility. Let's do it with the spirit of just trying to help, not trying to prove a point or win people to my side. And let's pray prayers that soften hearts and soften minds to the openness of God's presence in their lives. That's today's conversation on the farm. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll be back next week.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, Conversations at the Farm. Maybe it's at the farm. Conversations at the
We
farm.
Still don't know.
I don't know.
At, from, or on.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I lost my train of thought.
I think we were.
Oh, next week is the last conversation scheduled.
Yes.
And we'll take a few weeks break, and then we'll see what we needed to go, what's happening on Wednesday nights. We may do some more into late February or into March something. We'll be in springtime then, and we can maybe show you the drain plants.
Okay, I just have to end with Jim, though, unless you've already left. You have not what? I have not. Jim's having trouble completing his sentences. I have not. Can't your chick? And then he gets out a full one. Chickens create your own chicks. But I don't know what you can't do.
See, now, Jim, if you're still out there, the Cornish cross chicken does not lay eggs.
No.
It cannot reproduce itself. So chickens make their own chicks. That's not true with Cornish cross meat chickens. They're a cross. They're a cross of 2 chickens that makes a Cornish cross, but you cannot breed a cross, that kind of cross, at least that doesn't breed. They have to keep doing it the other way.
Well, get some rest, Jim.
What do you do?
It's been a long day. I'm sorry.
It
may have been a really hard day for you. I don't know.
Hope you have a good evening.
Yes.
Put your feet up, relax, take a breath, My phone tells me to breathe all the time. Not my phone, my watch. It vibrates like down. It says breathe. Breathe. Enjoy. Rest. Have a good night's sleep. See you guys.
Bye.
Where do I do this?